Hello, beautiful community. This is Amy Dean. I have another member comment here that I love to just start to pick apart, start to work with, and therefore it might actually be something that you need today as well, something that you've needed to hear. So, this is for you if you've been struggling with a breakup, perhaps an ending of sorts in any relationship in your life, any kind of transition. Actually, if you think about it, any transition where you are trying to move from one place, one point in your life to the next point, somewhere else, you're trying to move on, you're trying to surrender, you're trying to accept. Maybe you've noticed, as I'm saying this too, the common theme here is trying, right? It's like no matter what you do, you keep getting stuck, you keep feeling lost. Maybe you keep feeling all the emotions and all the pain. And it's not as easy, is it? It's not as easy to move on. It's not as easy to transition into a new phase of your life. So, I want to talk about what's really going on here, what's at the root, what's at the surface, and mention a couple different things that this particular member had brought up. She had said, I'm not sure, do I need to do more inner work? Do I need to do more shadow work? What do I really need to do to move through these emotions? And first and foremost, I just want to send so much love to you because the emotions you're feeling, they're coming from deep within and they deserve to be honored and experienced in the most compassionate of ways, which I know is not easy. And it's not something we're taught either, right? To move towards our emotions and to allow our emotions to be. But I highly encourage you to do that, to allow those to be in this moment. Because what happens is we move from heart space to mind, and our mind starts to think, well, what do I do? And how do I do it? And how do I fix it? Right? We get into problem solving mode. Now, there's nothing wrong with problem solving, but I will tell you that our mind is just geared up. It is set up biologically to try to fix everything around us, to scan our environment, to find threats, to try and fix whatever we can. However, it's exhausting. And not only that, we are constantly being drawn into what I call your subpersonalities. Now, these are parts of who you are. These are aspects of self that show up as an anxiety part, as a part that's holding on maybe to this old relationship or old situation. They are parts of you that do not want to let go. Sometimes they're perfectionist parts, sometimes they're highly inner critical parts of you. There can be so many different myriad ways these parts show up in your life. But these parts are really important because they are the symptom bearers. This is super important. So I'm going to say this again. These subpersonalities, this stuckness you feel, the experience of not being able to accept or let go, these subpersonalities are symptom bearers for the actual root cause. So, to come back to your question about inner work and shadow work, from the perspective from where I sit and how deeply I have seen people heal through the understanding that they have four core wounds of their inner child, and how really 100% when we dive in and understand these core wounds and can move through them, right, in the most loving and compassionate of ways, that is it. That's key right there. That's how we heal. That's how all these symptom bearers of personalities can heal. And therefore, this might be strange to say, but what tends to happen is you just let go all of a sudden. It's not work, it's not effort, it's not trying to accept or trying to surrender. It's not a should anymore. It's not a problem to solve. It just resolves itself as soon as these wounds are healed. So I want to share with you a little bit about, well, what are these wounds? What could be keeping me from moving forward? So when I talked about four core wounds a moment ago, these are the core wounds I've uncovered within my work with clients and, of course, in my own life as I've done my own personal healing. And what I've discovered is we have a shame, definitely number one for most people, a shame root wound. Then we have a survival wound, we have an abandonment wound, and then we have a disempowerment wound. So often we have all four, but there is one core wound that usually keeps us stuck in this past, in old memories and old situations, and we don't even know we're doing it. I actually had a conversation with a client that was really profound. She said to me, wow, I didn't even realize what was happening. I was actually kind of like quantum jumping in my daily life to my past, but I didn't know it. So every day I was getting re-triggered emotionally, re-triggered emotionally. Every day I was trying to heal something and fix something and make it better. And I would keep getting taken back to these old emotions, but I didn't know they were old. They felt really real in the moment. But what was happening and how she put it, which I just loved, is she said, I'm like timeline skipping almost. Like I was 5, and then I was 10, and then I was like 15, and all these different ages were occurring, but I didn't know it. I just thought I was feeling sad, or I was feeling angry, or I was feeling hurt in the moment, but I didn't know what it was or why I was feeling that way. And this gave context to her experience. And she realized I'm never really present. I'm always living the pain of my past. And of course, that's so hard to take in. And that's what we all do until we heal these wounds. We are 100% living from this place, making decisions there, and we get stuck. We get stuck in the heaviness of that. And so, with that being said, when we heal these core wounds, you can 100% move past this feeling of stuckness, this lost feeling, this feeling of non acceptance, and moving through that with ease. And so, when it comes to healing that, of course, you want to know, what is your number one core wound? What is that for you? You might be able to speculate just by hearing these different woundings and how they show up. But if you're unsure, I know we do have in our guide section in our Facebook group, there are some wonderful videos to help. But also, I encourage you to book a call, because we have Awakening Transformation complimentary call for our community members. And essentially, this helps you to uncover your core wound and understanding what that root is and how it's affecting your life on all levels. So if you're interested in that, it will actually be here in the text portion of this video, or right here in the post rather, and you'll be able to click that and book a call with our team. And this is something that we offer as a way of giving back, so you can truly understand what's going on here. This is not surface level stuff. This is not happening right now. Whatever you're feeling is very, very old. So let's heal it. Let's move through it. Let's make it happen. So let me know if you have any questions. I look forward to connecting with you. And you can always leave comments here also in the post, but I'll also see you in our group. All right, take good care. I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.